Hey everybody, we are actually in the eye wall of a slightly stronger Ada. It is unbelievable whipping here.
This old job is always causing stress.
I'm tucking the truck here perfectly.
All I ever do is work. I don't get no rest.
Man, I got some video footage.
Night is on the way.
Crazy. Let me see if I can get outside.
I'm in trouble one.
You just wouldn't believe how much rocking the truck is doing. Oh shit.
Oh, man, drunk donkey IPA. Let that magic mango chase my blues away.
We're in the eye of Ada here in Key Largo.
Among my friends.
Tremendous weather.
Whatever you do it for less.
Coming in. Currently. I'm semi-protected here by my truck, so no worries, but semi-protected. I don't want to get the camera wet, but man, the trees beside me are completely sideways. I'm not sure what the gusts are, but definitely this is a tropical storm. I think we're seeing a little higher gusts. I got the back turn right now and trying to keep the camera from getting wet. We're in Key Largo. We're in the eye of Ada.
All right, how about that rockin' tune for the morning, huh? That is one of our
How about that rockin' tune for the morning?
Okay, I hear me.
That is one of our
You can say that again, which I did. Oh, that was funny. What a stormy night. Everything we were kind of showing yesterday came true, man. We had a still ongoing strong line. Now I left the dang countdown on. It's two things. Strong line of storms, man. Oh my goodness. Tornadoes, warnings out the Yahoo. For sure. Bob, what's up? So anyway, welcome. Let's talk about the weather. Thanks for joining us. This is our daily brew. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of folks from Florida and South Georgia, Alabama maybe chiming in as that storm came through overnight. It's pretty significant. Still going on. We're going to talk about that. Bow Echo, man, crazy for sure. All right, so let's say hi for a few minutes and we'll jump right into things. Let's turn on the current radar. This is Hunter. Home Assassin might get some stuff. Peggy, it's still going on. There's the current radar. That boat of lines just went through Perry. Our good buddy Andy Simmons just chimed in. And that yellow now is heading very close to Tallahassee in Brunswick and Savannah. There's another line possibly starting up behind. That's what we've been talking about. You can already see a severe thunderstorm warning around Pensacola, north, around Milton. That's your secondary line we're talking about. There's a cold front coming. A cool front, not a cold front. We got a big blob, Mr. Chris. Yes. Holy cow, man. 9 tornado warnings within about an hour. We had triple tornadoes, it looked like, on the ground and around Tallahassee around 7 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, Shelly, we're going to talk about that line. It's going to fizzle out. You're going to get some. Let's talk a really good, we'll go really in depth of what's coming today. African Wave posted. I don't know about the wave, canes, cats. We'll talk about that. Not from Africa. There was nothing showing right now though. All right. So our Daily Brew, we're coming to you live from Oldsmar Hunter. This is Little Hunter. Our Daily Brew brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. I'm heading there at 11 to do a commercial. Every year we do a commercial. Getting your supplies at ABC. Also doing a collab with my buddy Josh from OMG Twix. Watch for that one coming up. So, big thanks to ABC and all our great supporters. This is current radar. We're going to go into it. A lot of power outages. As a matter of fact, let's flip on the power outage map here. Furman's got one up very top. Furman power outage map. Let's see what our current outages are right now. Florida, it says 100%. That ain't right. But 200,000. Holy cow. Look at that. I should post it. That's incredible. Current power outages. Over 100,000 without power across Florida. This is where this line really got strong this morning. And I suspect we're going to have even more once this thing hits Jacksonville. A lot more population here. This line of storms is about right here right now. So I suspect we're going to see all this area here with a lot more power outages in the hour or two to come. So if you're in this circled area, you're probably going to be getting some strong storms quick. But that's a lot of people without a power. I was surprised. I didn't think there was that many people. 62,000 Alabama, 45 Mississippi, Georgia with 14. So there's your impacts right now. Pretty significant power outages going on right now. Here's a big blob. There's our secondary. This is what's got my curiosity going on. After we'll talk about the main one, but there's your frontal line setting up, and that's going to get a push later in the day. So we're going to talk about this first blob now, and then the secondary line that we've been talking so much about the last couple days. Here's the lightning. Incredible lightning right now. Intense line of lightning coming through as the sunrise comes up. Very, very, very strong. This just came out. These are your latest Storm Prediction Center outlooks. This is fresh. These get updated around 9 o'clock Eastern. Donna, thank you very much. Jim, I know you're right there in that squall line. It is coming through fast. Leanne, Tallahassee got a lot of damage. A lot of trees, a lot of houses. A lot of unexpected waking up to that, I guarantee you. I'm not going to get on a soapbox by any means. Chad Robbins, hey, I sent you my email this morning, man. Hope you got it. Hope you're doing okay, buddy. But I don't understand when they issue tornado watches. We have not had a tornado watch all night. And there's a tornado warnings out the yin yang overnight. So I'm really curious what officially you must see in order to have a tornado watch. Remember, a watch just means the conditions are there. I know these are straight line winds, driven tornadoes, but still, I think a lot of people are caught off guard when there's tornadoes overnight when there's no tornado watch. At least when you go to bed with a tornado watch, you kind of know in the back of your mind, hey, you sleep kind of subconsciously thinking, okay, there might be some storms to be worried about. I believe, trust me, I really do. I really wish they'd be a little bit more clear on when they issue a tornado watch or when they don't. Because it was pretty obvious this was going to be a pretty strong line of storms. This is currently what's going on. Let's think about 100. Say bye-bye, buddy. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye. This is fresh. So we do have that line still going to the East Coast. We probably should get a tornado watch, I would expect, here in this orange area, Tallahassee. This is why. This is current. Anytime we get a 5% area like that, usually we get a tornado watch at least. So that's new. We didn't have that up till 9 o'clock, so that's fresh. So we might get a tornado watch any minute. I'm thinking probably a mesoscale discussion, I would think, for that. And your big winds here, obviously your yellow are your bigger winds. And it pretty much stops I-4 south. We're going to get into all that. Long range, I am going to talk about next week's weather pattern after we're done with what's going on right now. We do have heavy rains expected all through the week, next week, across the upper Gulf, parts of Florida there, all the way to the Atlantic. So that's coming up. We're going to talk about that too. Tropics are quiet, so we'll get into that at the very, very end. But let's talk about what's going on right now. Currently, let's zoom in on some really close radar. What's the squall line is currently, since that's everybody's interest, is what's going on right now. There is that massive Boeing line there. Not really sure if we had a derecho, but it was almost looking like it. Now you're looking up here in the Carolinas, you're probably wondering, hey, wait a minute, why are we getting color? Well, because we have a cold front coming in to the picture, and believe it or not, we're going to see storms developing across the Carolinas later. So there is a secondary line, and you already start to see some of this action out ahead of it. This is what they're talking about. And one of our Brew Crew members mentioned to me, they're not. Some people are talking about the secondary line, some people aren't. But the SPC did bring it up. So we're going to talk about it. This is kind of crazy. This is actually your frontal line right now that's starting to set up all the way from New Orleans through Biloxi there. Severe thunderstorm warning popping up here just north of Pensacola. So this is crazy. But future radar, let's look at that real quick. This is the most latest HRR. Let's get into that. It does look like it's going to make its way down to middle Florida. There's some uncertainty on how far south. So it's going to be very interesting to watch throughout the day. The second line could actually make it farther south. So here's what we got in the latest HRR. This is what we're looking at. Watch what happens up here in the Carolinas and watch what happens behind this main line as the hours come on here. So this is basically where we're at about right now. Here's what happens around noon. The first line is going to be gone, and there's that second line that pops in the picture about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So 2, 3 o'clock, we're starting to see a lot of random storms across the Carolinas. So be on the lookout for some strong storms there. And then watch up here now. We're seeing that secondary line popping through. So a little break around noontime. And then the curiousness here of a lot of weather folks is what's this little blob here going to do? And you can see it kind of makes its way to Orlando on this latest run. And this is actually late tonight. This is about 8, 9, 10 o'clock. So this could be this evening we get a round of storms. Now, every run's been a little different. We've had some a little bit more stronger than others. It's been very consistent here. Here's a couple hours ago, HRR. This is about 4 o'clock tonight, 7 o'clock tonight. We even had one run that showed it in the Tampa Bay area about 8, 9, 10 o'clock tonight. So that is kind of the secondary line. This is 3 p.m. That is not the line we're talking about now. So it's kind of like one of these days you watch in real time, because it's rare to see a potent secondary line after this initial line. This first line usually stabilizes the atmosphere, cools things off. But we do have a frontal line coming down, and that's going to provide a little bit of jet stream fuel here. And you can see this. There's that first blob leaving the picture, right? And then watch your frontal line swip in and maybe pop some storms here about 5, 6 o'clock across the Carolinas later this afternoon as this front pushes on through. This is water vapor. But look at that. So as this front comes through, like I said, I don't think it's going to make it past I-4 much, but the big question mark is going to be here later this afternoon. How far south does this go into the evening hours? And of course, we already know there's going to be storms in the Carolinas. And you can always go look here at the Storm Prediction Center, which is right here. Click on that, and there's a discussion, and here's what they say. The most prominent severe risk is currently with this MCS. That's the line, basically, of severe storms. Some redevelopment will be possible immediately on the southern flank, as well as the afternoon, with some potential recovery ahead of the cold front. This could occur across southern Alabama and southern Georgia, Florida Panhandle, meaning it's going to form there and then move on to the south-southeast. Deep level shear will remain sufficient for organized convection. A couple stronger cells clusters possible with the threat of isolated hail and gusts. So That's the big question mark, is the secondary line later this afternoon. So this is what it looks like now, and what we're going to be looking at here is what's popping here for what's coming later. And right now we're seeing severe thunderstorm warning popping up here. In fact, let's put on radar scope. Oops, that's not right. Here we go. Where are you, radar scope? Why did you leave my search bar? Radar scope. Here we go. And we will drag it over here, make it look pretty as it loads. Jason, yes, there were some tornadoes in Georgia yesterday too. A lot of lightning. Terry Murphy, correct. Yes, Terry Murphy. We're going to talk about next week. There's a really odd setup next week. We have a frontal line backing up. We're going to see multiple rounds of rains and storms next week for the upper Gulf. We're going to get into all that. So currently, right now, there's Tallahassee radars out. I don't know if it's out still or not. It was out earlier. They had a power outage or something. It's still out. So Tallahassee radar's out. So is Georgia. What is that? Valdosta? Where's that radar at? I don't even know. Huh. So 2 radars are out because of these storms. All right. So let's go zoom in here to I think that's Tyndall, isn't it? Is that the Air Force Base? I don't know where that one's at. I get confused sometimes. Happens a lot. So the severe thunderstorm warning is now gone. This is where we're at right now. All right, let's zoom into currently. Let's go to Jacksonville real quick. Literally go to Jacksonville real quick. Here's, I feel like a TikToker doing the, let's watch the radar for hours. God, I keep hitting, in all the years, I've freaking hit the wrong damn button every single time. All right, there's your current squall line. Strong storms through Jacksonville currently. There's your line that went through Gainesville. You're starting to feel it on Ocala. Severe thunderstorm warning currently. Large stretch from Brunswick all the way down through Ocala. This line's basically kind of pushing off fast and will be out of the picture soon. This is the line that might reform later this afternoon. So this is your current radar going fast, moving fast. Watch for some sneaky storms, though, like we're saying, all the way across, maybe even some into Orlando. We'll see. This one's going to be really close, maybe exiting just off to your north the next hour. And let's go back to here. One of these storms just had a severe thunderstorm. Look at Milton. Morgan. I told you, Milton. Milton, did we not talk about that? Or Milton. Morgan and Milton. Morgan and Morgan. So we have a Brew Crew member, Morgan. She was out storm chasing all night long. And I said, well, I didn't say it. The models say it. That we had a secondary line forming, and there you go. So strong storms again. This one was just severe thunderstorm warning. So this is what we're watching. We got some in Gulfport currently. Even New Orleans radar is down. What's up with all these radars going down? Crazy. Why are all these radars going down when we need them the most? 3 radars are out right now. But, all right. There's that. What else are we talking about? Hail in Milton. Just now, you had hail in Milton. Did you get hail? Who's talking about the cruise? Greg Montgomery. My God, he made it. Mr. Furman. Greg sold a generator last night. We were at the softball field. He saw the flash deal. Furman, huge power deals. Now look at. I wasn't going to do it, but since you're in here, we were talking weather. I'm like, I'll do it now. There's me. Oh, my God. They got me on the front page of Furman. 2 softball dads last night bought it. Check these deals out, everybody. You just won't believe it. They're selling stuff up to 50% off for Hurricane Preparedness Week. It's a real deal. Now, let me tell you. Here's my favorite one right here. This little inverter. $349. Remember the Honda days? Those things were like $2,500. That's free shipping. 50% off. You will not find deals like this. I'll tell you the second one. This is one I talked to the guy into buying. This one right here. This little guy here is remote start. Look at this little guy. 3,300 watts. Remote start. Push a button. So anyway, check them out. They're great friends of mine. Good buddies. We're going to be hanging out at the Governor's Hurricane Conference. If you're going to the Governor's Hurricane Conference, look us up. We're going to be there Wednesday and Thursday in the Exhibitors Hall. Big tent set up or booth set up. Come by and say hi to me and Greg and Phil. Phil will be there some on Tuesday, and Brandon. Also, since we're talking that, then we'll get right back into weather. This weekend, tomorrow, Saturday, Palm Harbor Hurricane Expo here in Palm Harbor, Florida. It's free, 10 o'clock, 10 to 1. I'll be setting up right there next to my buddy Dennis Phillips. So if you want to come see Dennis Phillips and me, we'll be hanging out together side by side. We're going to be like Dumb and Dumber. Well, I'll be dumb. He'll be smarter. It'll be dumb and smarter. He'll be smart and dumber. Yeah. Anyway, they're giving away 2 Furman generators tomorrow. So if you want to win a generator, come to the Palm Harbor Hurricane Expo tomorrow. 2, not 1, but 2. All right. So we're watching this secondary line. We could really zoom in close on some convection here and try to really figure out what's going on here. This is kind of watching in real time. Go to Weather Nerds. You can click on Custom Satellite Zoom. We can really hone in on what's going on here. So this will be what we're watching the next several hours and see what this line here does out ahead of this this frontal line. So again, this little line here could be sneaky. It's not over yet. It will be by this afternoon and or late evening. Look at that, man. That was incredible footage. Look at that. I mean, boom. I posted a picture. There was 3 tornadoes possibly on the ground at one time at 6:58 Eastern this morning. Massive convection there, firing off. Those little white dots are lightning. And you can see this new little flare-up happening, right at the tail end here. This is kind of the new little spot. So this is that second line we've been talking a lot about. Not as severe, hopefully, as the first one, but sneaky second ones are rare. We usually don't, usually you're one and done. Maybe not today. Yeah, Greg mentions a good fact. I don't usually talk about that kind of stuff. But Jason Sutton is our other great friend. He just had to have a little surgery. Kind of big, actually. But apparently, Greg, he's doing good. Julie messaged his wife, and sounds like he's doing good. So I won't have anybody to drink old fashions with. You drink old fashions. No, you drink vodka and Red Bull. Got me hooked on that. Bobby, what's up, Miss Bobby Blobby? Melbourne, yeah, you're going to be getting a little bit something. So, bottom line, power outages. Like I said, we were over 100,000 power outages. I bet you we're going to hit about 150. Oh my God, we're at 189, just like that. Holy crapola! I knew that was going to happen. 189 now without power across Florida. We have not yet seen the reports of this area coming in. This data comes in a little, not slow, but they don't update it like instantaneously. So this area right here, we're going to see power outages guaranteed. So we're at 189 right now. It's not like we're trying to race to be like number 1 or nothing, but Florida's winning 189. So let's hope you had a Furman fire. No, that's a lot of folks, man. So Idalia, the biggest concern with Idalia was obviously Perry, Taylor County hit terribly. Not taking anything away from you guys, please. As far as numbers go, if Idalia turned about 20 miles later, went just a little bit more to the north, we would have had millions more without power, more trees down. The pictures coming in this morning from Tallahassee are just incredible. We're talking like 2.5, 3 foot in diameter pine trees snapped in half, all over cars, all over houses. So, that's what brings down power lines. And, straight line winds, tornado winds, that's what happens. So you got to be prepared for anything. It doesn't matter. Tornadoes, ice storms, you just don't know, man. Weather's just getting more and more, I don't know. I don't want to say extreme, but it's a lot of power. But yeah, I got the Storm Chaser set up. I'm doing a commercial. Yeah, we need. Yeah, what's up with these radars going down? Brian Russell, good morning. Hey, Brian, you'll be at the GHC. Cool, man. How's it going, man? Good to see you, man. Bob says he likes Dennis, likes me better. Well, that's okay. I love it. Chad, you got my email, I hope, buddy. Hey, I appreciate all the Brew Crew members in here, man. Lots of tornadoes in Jay. Where's that? Yeah, Chad, you could share that. Man, sounds like the Furman Hour. All right. Thank you, Muddy Lace, for checking my page every day. Appreciate that. Lord Andrew, how you been, brother? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope everybody's doing good, man. Dark in Panama City again. Debbie, that's round 2. Can you believe it? Yeah, we're going to talk about Eastern North Carolina, Ryan. We did a little bit ago. Let me do it again. All right, so Storm Prediction Center. This is the latest Storm Prediction Center map. Go to SPC Detailed. We can get a FEMA region to get a little closer. Here is the latest map. So we got yellow, mainly straight line winds, thunderstorms later. Yellow is slight too. Number 2 out of 5 risk. So hail definitely later today. Let's look at the latest HRR again. You see nothing right now in the Carolinas. If you look at the Carolinas currently, things are quiet. As a matter of fact, let's really super zoom in here. I really like, I changed the layout a lot in the site. I really like it. I hope you guys like it too. Made it a little more easier. All right, so let's look at current zoomed in, super duper zoomed in here. Radar map. All right, so if you see right now currently, here's our initial blob. Blob hanging off, going off. Nothing yet in the Carolinas. That's right. But there's going to be a frontal line building later, and it's going to be pushing all this secondary line coming through. So it's deceiving in the Carolinas right now as far as your weather goes, but it is coming. The latest HRR, we might have a 13Z out by now. Let me take a look. Christina, no power. Need coffee. Jeff Benway, how you doing, buddy? Jeff, you been listening to your ham weather radio? James, oh my God. James, we got to talk softball later, man. Solar storm tonight. Listen, there are rumors that you might be able to see the northern lights, possibly northern Florida and Georgia. North Carolina, there's a decent chance that you might, well, depending on clouds, obviously, but this thing's going to be out of here. There's a good chance tonight. Go to cloud cover, National Weather Service. Let's take a look at that. Actually, where in the hell, let me think here. Where is my cloud cover map? Over here, I have a cloud cover map. I have so many maps on here, I don't even know. I thought I had a cloud cover map. I know I did. I did at one time. Where did it go? Maybe I took it off. I haven't used it, obviously. That's why the first... Oh, here it is, cloud cover map. All right. I got everything on the page. There's this cool page called Mike's Weather Page. I found it years ago. It has a lot of cool stuff on it. This is cloud cover. Now we go to... let's go up to tonight. So let's go to 11 p.m. So here's your cloud cover tonight. Basically, this is what's showing you. Wherever the line is, that means no clouds. Blue means blue sky at night. But seriously, very little cloud cover in the Carolinas, Tennessee, South Carolina, northern Florida. So listen, seriously, tonight, I mean, I ain't kidding you. This is a lot of chitter chatter about these Aurora lights. Did I say it right? I don't even know. I'm not really, but I do have a page here. Look. I have a page for everything down here somewhere. I have an Aurora lights. I think I'm saying it right. Right here. Look. Northern lights. That's easier to say. Northern lights. It's a great page here. Updates. So, updates. I don't know. I don't ever go to it. I think it updates. Here's a NOAA update storm alert. So, I don't know. I don't really get into all this stuff. But I do know I shared a video on X this morning that maybe Carolinas, you might see some northern lights. So internet outages, yeah, we just showed that. Let's talk about the Carolinas one more time. Estimated radar. zooming in on the East Coast here because we do have a line of storms that could be a little potent later today across the Carolinas and Florida again. Cape surface. I saw this last night. Look at that energy. Still a lot of energy in the atmosphere to this afternoon. I was going to post the Cape last night, but it was so high, like 3,500 plus. That's like potential energy in the atmosphere, and it was so intense. And I wish I would have posted it. Actually, what was last night? All right, so when I went to bed was probably, what time was I going to bed? 8, 12, see, probably around 8. 21Z, was it, maybe? Oh, my God! All right, this is what I saw last night. 20Z, maybe. I don't know. But this was the Cape last night. And Cape is basically, energy. And it was showing all this energy building here towards Florida, coming up from the Gulf. So anyway, current Cape still showing some energy left over popping. See, right now none. But we go throughout the day and we're getting a secondary little bit of pop here, maybe 3, 4, 5 o'clock. That's interesting. All right. And there's really no Cape in the Carolinas. There is. Yes. Look, seriously, right here. Boom. There's your Cape. South Carolina, North Carolina. This is noon, 1, 2, 3 o'clock. So that's, a little energy in the atmosphere. That's why we really don't have a tornado chitter chatter. But radar-wise, you can see what we're talking about. These isolated storms are going to start to develop about right. All right, so here's where let's say goodbye. Noon's about done. Noon. Then, boom. This is about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So, Carolinas, there you go. Look at that. Backside, front, boom, there you go. 2, 3, 4 o'clock. Look at that. And it's going to be pushing middle part of the Carolinas, and that's been showing up a lot. And here's that secondary line. Really don't know what's going to happen with this secondary line. But it's, here's where the HRR is kind of messed up because here it is at 10 a.m., not even showing much. So the storm's overproducing right now. HRR is a little behind on that for this secondary line. This is a little more realistic. This is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock rock, 5 o'clock rock. This is possibly reaching down. Lot of unknowns how far south and how strong things are going to be this afternoon, this evening. But there's your Carolina storms. I hope I covered that enough. We talked a lot about it yesterday. People think I overdo posts sometimes, but I really, there's your dry air mingling 5 o'clock tonight. So there's going to be some supercell activity because of that this afternoon. You can see a few popping here and there. Very random, but definitely seeing signs. But here's, secondary supercell this 2, 3, 4 o'clock. Could see something, so we'll keep an eye on that. Enough about that. I don't know. But I put it out there. Mother Nature is going to decide what she wants to do. Right, Mary Witherspoon? Oh, my God. I know, man. I got so many periods. Shelly, it's crazy. You just can't believe it. Greg, I know. You got a lot of energy today. I had to make an adult decision last night. Emily had the game of her life. They won coming from behind. They were down. We'll talk about it later. But I got home, and I'm walking around, man. I was like doing circles. And I'm like, I'm going to go. No, I'm not. I'm going to go. No, I'm not. I'm going to go. Let's see. And I was like, I wanted to go to Tallahassee. Ugh. I hate having that sixth sense. I wanted to go to Tallahassee. I kept Googling it 4 hours. Somehow I should know that, but I just wanted to get the game plan. I had a 1 o'clock appointment with ABC to do a commercial. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to drive up there, get there about 2, sleep 3 hours. I have to leave by 8 to get home at noon so I can at least halfway get ready. But then I got our Hurricane Expo tomorrow. I'm supposed to call newspaper at 5 today. Talked to Tampa Tribune yesterday, doing an interesting article on social media and ways to communicate. But anyway, made an adult decision. Didn't go up there. So, and then we got the GHC, Greg, and I didn't want to get sick for that. What's up, Miss? Yeah, I know. Hey, what's up, Katie? Katie got a lot of storms. Yeah, it was funny. I was watching. But the truck's ready to go. I got my Starlink mounted on the back. Lots of stuff on X right now of storms. Thank you, Christina Welder. Okay, so hey, Bahamas, Andrea, let's look at some long range stuff real quick. I like to do the tropical tidbits for this little map here. This kind of gives us an idea, long range moisture. Let's pick it right here. This kind of sums up everything going on. All right, so here's your moisture. I like this map here because it goes out in time and you can kind of see where the action is going to be. All right, so let's go to Sunday morning. So the next couple days are pretty darn good, right? We're going to have cool air, dry air, believe it or not. We're going to see lower humidity. The front really didn't get through South Florida, though. I apologize. As a matter of fact, let's show you real quick a couple of little maps since we're going to talk about the future. Then we'll talk about tropics, and then I should be done by 10. I got to get ready. Let's just go to, I don't know, we'll just stick with the euro for this one. All right, so here's the euro. All right, let's go to humidity. So this front's going to go through, and believe it or not, the next couple days, here's Sunday, this little dry patch is like 20% humidity. And I know we've been getting a lot of heat in Florida, so it's a nice break. It's going to feel cool and dry over the weekend. Before the rains come back. High temperatures, we're kind of losing those big numbers over the weekend at least, except for South Florida. Then things return on Monday and we get going again. So these little white areas you don't want to see, that's 90 plus. I know this map didn't show much, but bottom line, a little drier, a little cooler. But moisture-wise, here's what's going to set up, though. Once Monday rolls around, look at this blob in Texas. So our front backs up. You can see the frontal line. This frontal line kind of hangs out. That's why South Florida didn't get any coolness, because it's kind of hanging down there a little bit. Old frontal lines sometimes spark early season tropics. There has been modeling. I know I talk about it every daily brew. The most common spot in May is off the Atlantic East Coast. The second most common spot would be down here, and these are old frontal lines. So slight signs. We can maybe see something here. Pacific still looks like it's going to try to get something going after the middle of the month. But here, watch these rounds of blobs come in. All right, so this is Monday morning. And just watch what happens. This is through Tuesday. Here's Wednesday. Now watch, another one comes into play. This is Thursday. Into Friday, into Saturday. So bottom line, there's just going to be a lot of opportunity for rains. If you look at the rain map for the next 5 days, you can see that heavy rain across the whole upper Gulf Coast from Texas to the Atlantic. Daily rains, you can see this what's going on. With that, we'll go to today's rains. Here's tomorrow's rains. Saturday, look, a little bit of lingering frontal line down in South Florida. A little bit of lingering frontal line. Texas is getting juicy. That front kind of curls back up. Sunday, there's your rains coming back into play. So might start a little early for y'all. Sunday, middle Gulf westward. Here's Monday. That's a lot of rain Monday. Tuesday, it slides over to the East Coast. So there's that. Notice South Florida staying kind of dry. Here's Wednesday, another blob coming into the picture Wednesday, and then Thursday. And eventually Friday, Saturday, this other blob comes in. So that's that action. You can see this on this map. Heavy rain 5-12 to 5-13, 5-15 to 5-16, 5-13 to 5-14. That's all next week. That's all you got to know. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for rains to fall. New La Nina prediction came out yesterday. No big news there. Still expected to be La Nina. We talked about the Tropics map here, climate map. This is the NMME. It's a long-range model map that sometimes talks about the future. Monthly precipitation anomalies here across the tropical Atlantic. And what we're going to see is increased moisture June, July, August, September, October, November. The region that's showing dry is overall for the month, but your development areas, once you get a storm developing, then you worry. But moisture is pointing to a very active pattern for storms. Another thing this model does is talk about sea surface temperatures and basically July. White's normal. This is 1 to 2 to 3 degrees above Celsius. Well, about 2 degrees. But anyway, just showing you all the way through October, November. And like I said yesterday, this is not everybody. This is look at Eastern Pacific. They're normal. When you have less wind shear, you have less upwelling, and those cool waters stay below the surface. So we get a lot more wind shear in the Pacific during La Nina years, and that stirs up the water more, and you get this cold patch of water, which indicates La Nina. Now I got some new graphics over here that open up larger. At least you can zoom them in better. Here's typical El Nino, which we're not in. Waters are warmer in the Pacific. Since we're in La Nina, why is that? Oh, I must have saved them on my server. All right. There you go. Fewer hurricanes, more wind shear. That churns up the water more, cooler air. No jet stream now. And we get that over there. So there's that. La Nina forecast just came out on that. Long range tropics looking, and still nothing solid. The Pacific keeps wanting to pop something over there first. But it's just, everything's just kind of weak right now. Not seeing anything too impressive. Remember, I got this new chart up here, number 10. That is a secret link for only Daily Brew folks that know about it. There's your little bit of possibility, 5 to 10% on the East Coast from the old frontal lines. We can go to some graphics here that shows the same thing basically. A little more in depth, but there's that. So that's just the old frontal line chances kind of hanging out. There's your probabilities for 16th, 17th, whatever, that time frame. Very common to get a system in off the Pacific first, but everything's sniffing old frontal lines at this point, but nothing solid right now. Operational models, tropical tidbits, we just kind of use these as a rule of thumb. And we got lows coming off. These are very deceiving because they're not actual closed lows. They're like nor'easter lows. They're tied to frontal lines. So they're not really anything tropical in nature. They do bring winds and stuff. This one's going up to Nova Scotia by the weekend. Could be a little action for Bermuda. I know we got folks in Bermuda watching. So let's take a look at Bermuda real quick. I think the end of the weekend we were looking at Wednesday could be something. So here's later Saturday. So this is our low. Some people were pointing it out as tropical, but it's not. This is our leftover frontal line Sunday at 4 p.m. But we can see some storms across Bermuda on Saturday into Sunday. GFS is also showing that. So that low gets on out of here. We got people in Nova Scotia. This thing's going to curve back up kind of like a nor'easter kind of does. So you might get a little something out of this thing. But now the latest two models here are going off. Remember, the windy, when you open it up, goes to the Euro by default. The Euro is windy. And there's no 80-foot wave coming up from Antarctica. God, if I see one more TikTok tagging me thinking we have a 100-foot tsunami coming. So, all right, so if you're just tuning in and we'll say goodbyes, I got stuff to do. I got to get dressed. We have our big story overnight with this line right here. It is pushed through and going to exit. Some of this might linger down close to Interstate 4. Secondary line looks like it's trying to get set up. This is your frontal line. That's a straight line, which is interesting, all the way from New Orleans stretching. So that's happening now behind this. We already had a severe thunderstorm warning once. We still got a little marine warning. So that'll be interesting later today if this can get popping and bring some action a little farther to the south. And then we also talked a lot about the Carolinas. You're going to have storms later today as the back end of this front line gets you. So That's the current look there. I think it pretty much makes sense. Sunday, Monday, or Saturday, Sunday are good. Sunday, unfortunately, we could see some rough, nasty weather, at least rain from Texas to Upper Gulf. Sunday, let's zoom in really close to the Euro on Sunday. Sunday at 8 a.m. Here we go. So Sunday could bring some action. Here's 1 o'clock. So Sunday still looks like a rainy, kind of maybe stormy day on Sunday. And then by the rest of the week, we have multiple rounds coming across there. So long range, though, nothing's showing. Day 5 to day 7 or 4. So that's good news. Warm fronts in the wintertime, summertime, doesn't really matter. These little guys always are to be watched. So we set it Wednesday, warm front. All right, SPC talking about that. Some severe potential may materialize across southeast of Florida on Tuesday. That's that blob that is on Sunday is going to make its way. So, run variants from Wednesday to Friday. Possible storms Texas to the southeast. So, next week, I guess everything we just talked about. We just got to keep an eye on this blob. The year of the blobs. All right, so here's Monday, 6 p.m. See, if that thing dips into the Gulf, guess what? Storms. This is Tuesday. Southeast. So that's interesting. This is Tuesday. That is interesting. This whole area right here, Tuesday. And then later, there's a secondary round coming. All week long, here's a secondary round coming in Thursday, Friday. So, and that could reach up to Carolinas a little bit more into Friday, Saturday next week. So pretty much, everybody there needs to watch weather. Keisha wants to know when Jamaica's going to get rain. Hey, I always love when you chime in there from Jamaica. Let's take a look. I think, see the weather pattern we got right now? I got a little bit down here, but we got such a large high right now, or basic steering pattern, that there's really not a lot. But I do like to go to tropical tidbits here. Let's take a look here real quick. We can at least look at some 24-hour rains for ya. I don't know if that line is ever going to make it this round or not. No, that's 6Z. I don't see a lot for 10 days. I don't know there, Keisha, Ian, if you're watching. Not a lot. I mean, you might get something random, but there's no organized. Here's that system trying to pop on the GFS May 18th. Euro not really showing. It hasn't. But hey, if the GFS gets it, then we know the GFS off to a decent start for predictions. That's a possibility. There's a GFS. Little key, they'll see if the GFS is right. So yeah, nothing Keisha for you. So Throat from Mexico, Jamie. I have a new smoke map. I think I added some new things. Oh, these are the new links I forgot. So look, I added this. I don't even know if I ever shared this. I gotta go. I got 2 minutes. Wildfire potential. This is a great page. Look, that's your May significant wildfire potential. The page itself is right above it. Fire map, smoke map, fire outlook, right there. Fire outlook, and it is a pretty impressive page. You know, here's June, unfortunately, showing wildfire prediction. I don't know how accurate they are, but that's new. And then the smoke map, I have smoke map right beside it. Smoke map. How many times am I going to say that? Smoke map. And this will come up, kind of showing you. You're right. Look at that. So look at the smoke down there in Mexico coming up. So heavy smoke from Texas. Look at that, Jamie. Yeah, you're getting it. It's coming right up at you. We get this strong high pressure area in the Gulf and just have a general flow. That means anything down here is going to make it right to Houston. So There are some smoky conditions down in the border of Texas and Mexico. I have another one here, the fire map. It'll show you, current fires and what's going on everywhere in the U.S. So, didn't know if you knew I had that or not. Okay, gotta go, Sherry Brow. All right. So I'll post here in a little bit. I got a picture. I had a really a great time at City of Dunedin yesterday. They had me at a employee wellness convention, basically, and hundreds of employees came by and talked weather with me, which was great. Met a lot of people that followed. So thanks to the city for doing that. Big thanks to Palm Harbor tomorrow for doing that. We should have one of my buddies from Direct Remodels coming, is going to be sitting with me. So we just had one of our MWPs do a whole house, 40% off. I know. These guys are great fans of the page. John and Dan, friends of mine, we've had dinner a bunch. They offer an amazing discount if you're into hurricane windows, man. So it's mainly just Florida, but give them a call. You will not find a better deal or find more positive testimony. They really have a great company. But they're going to be there. So if you want to come by and talk hurricane windows tomorrow, Palm Harbor, come say hi. Okay. All right. Hope I did y'all good. Jody, good morning. Morning, Richard. Margaret, lots of tornadoes this morning in North Florida. Yes, a lot of tornado warnings. I do have a link here on the page. Imagine that. If you can ever find it. I think it's worth going to ABC and buy a 12-pack so you can find. So go to Storm Prediction Center, and I have a tornado stats right here. Tornado stats. It goes to a page called Tornado HQ, and there's all your current tornado warnings. So these are all today. Look at Florida, Georgia, Florida, Georgia, Florida. So lots of tornadoes. You want to read them? These are all the tornado warnings that were issued today already. Lots of them. Whether or not they're confirmed or not is a different story, but it doesn't matter. Winds are winds. Even though they might not have touchdown, they still produce severe thunderstorms. So, good morning, Harold. Morning, Darren's. Good morning, Massive Power and Duvall. Yeah, I guarantee you we're going to hit 250. Let's hear drum roll. Nope, 182. We're starting to get... Greg, we got to get that link fixed, by the way. You click here, it goes there. But we click the other one and it goes off your site. So, but there's a current outage, 182. Wow. So, all right. You got your new Hurricane Hair shirt, Nancy. Awesome. Maybe that'll be today's drop because I ordered some more. We got some more tanks in. So maybe I'll do the Hurricane Hair shirts again today. Mother's Day Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Appreciate it. Happy Mother's Day to my mom. Hopefully she's doing good. We're going to try to have breakfast over there. Time. I know it's time. All right. We will be live Monday. Next week, we will be live Monday and Friday. I'll be live from the GHC, possibly 9:19 on Wednesday. We'll try to do that since people tune in at 9:19. So thanks for following me on X and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. All right. I might be storm chasing later. Okay. If this thing seeks development, I should be done with my commercial around 12:31. I got the storm chaser ready to go. I want to test out my new Starlink I got mounted. So we'll see. All right. See you all on Monday. Have a great weekend. All right. Cheers.